think we can start at 6:32. By Emanuel standards, I'm starting late.
You're already late.
I am late. Is there anyone in the congregation who has either something joyous to celebrate or a yard site they're observing that might like to do Torah blessings this evening? Yeah? No? That was a definite no. How about you? No? Okay. All right, well, not a worry. We can do a group aliyah. It would be just as lovely.
Yes.
We're going to start with a song without words, because it is our soul's work to be ready to pray. And so we got to warm up, just like any sort of aerobics.
Yalla, yalla, la, 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 yalla, yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 yalla, yalla, la, 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 yalla, yalla, la, 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 la.
This is Shabbat HaChodesh, the Sabbath of the month being the month of Nisan, the month that houses Passover within it. And I had this here we go, a lovely poem by Alden Salvi called The Season of Freedom. This is the season of freedom from the will of tyrants, of freedom from the bondage of self, the freedom to receive God's holy word. This is the season of release from captivity and oppression, of release from a foreign land to become a nation and a people. This is the season of redemption, of redeeming our bodies and souls, of redeeming our strength and power in service to Am Yisrael. This is the season of freedom, of reliving the ancient journey, of remembering the treacherous path. This is the season that calls us to stand together, the season that summons us to God's law, the season that leads us home. I'd like to invite forward Devorah Heyman to kindle our Sabbath lights. And we all turn, if you will, to page 120. Thank you. Page 120.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Page 126. Please read with me. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring this vision to life. This next song, The Sabbath Bride, was introduced to us by our fabulous Ruthie, and the idea of it is similar to the L'cha Dodi, that of going out to reach and greet the Sabbath bride as she brings in Sabbath.
On the sixth day after creation came, an angel looked west and he spied an only figure upon a hill, calling, "Come, I will be your bride." She beckoned to him. She beckoned to him, calling, "Come, I will be your bride." The seventh day is the Sabbath, and for now you must rest by my side. And he started to tell her of those 6 days, the work and the pain, and he cried, resting his weary head on her knee, the weight of the world in his eyes. She said, "Blessings on him." She said, "Blessings on him." She said, "On this day you are mine." The seventh heaven comes down to earth. You must rest with the Sabbath bride. On the eighth day after creation came, the angel looked up and he sighed. But nowhere could he find her. Gone was the Sabbath bride. Many years later, I find myself on the evening train home Friday night, wondering if this week's creations are worthy of the Sabbath bride. Please beckon to me, bless all that you see, even though the world's not yet right. Please remind us of heaven on the wings of the Sabbath bride. Please beckon to me, bless all that you see, even though the world's not yet right.
Page 142, Shalom Alechem.
Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hamlaret, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bolechem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedek leHalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. On page 146, we invite you to rise physically or spiritually for the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach
Le'olam Va'ed.
Page 148. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bivarom Ariv Aravim Bechochma Poteach She'arim Uvitvuna Meshane Itim Umachalif et Hazmanim Umesader et HaKochavim B'mishmerotehem Barakia Kirtzono Reyom V'layla Gol El Or Mepnei Choshech V'choshech Mepnei Or Uma'avir Yom Umevin Laila Umavdil Ben Yom Uvein Laila Adonai Tsevaot Shemo El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Himloch Eleinu Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim. Page 151. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol.
All these things your Torah gives to us.
And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be truer token of your abiding love
Than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 152.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם
בשבתך ובביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Please read with me at the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Page 158.
כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא דהילות אוסף אלה, נורא דהילות אוסף אלה, מהותך רב ובניך בוקי הים לפני משה.
On page 160, Hashkivenu.
Shalom.
Thank you, Rumaku.
Sure, baby girl.
So how amazing, if you read at the bottom of the page, that our first comprehensive prayer book, 860 of the Common Era, had that prayer in it. So pivotal is the need for security, the need that one is not under attack, whether it is by forces that we see or forces inside of us.
Wow, that's a long
Such
time.
a beautiful, beautiful sentiment, my goodness. Page 164, we invite you to rise physically or spiritually. Adonai, sefatai tiftach, uthia gita hilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei ha'akol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an shemo be'ahava, Melech uzer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah. 168, Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah, Rav le'oshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechakel chayim b'chesed, Mechaye hakol b'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofa holim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato l'shanei afar, Milchama ba'al givrot, U'mido melach, Melech memit u'mchaye, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh, v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshimo yom yalucha, Salah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You may wish to use the words of the prayer book as we take a sacred journey, meditating on what's in our heart, recognizing who it is before we stand.
Israel Tasi Leolam Shalom Israel Tasi Atahu melech adon lechol hashalom Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom V'tov be'enecha levarech Israel Mehoret Uvechoshah Bishlomecha.
Seder Kriyat Torah Shabbat, the order for reading of Torah on Shabbat, is found on page 364. We invite you to rise physically or spiritually. 364.
Ein kamocha va'elohim Adonai ve'en kema'asecha malchutecha malchut ha'olamim u'memshaltecha betodot v'hador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai limod le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amol yited Adonai yivorech et amo v'shalom הרחמים היטיבה בצונך את ציון תבנה חומות ירושלים תבנה חומות ירושלים כי לך לבד בטחנו מלך אלוהים ונישא אדון עולמים שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד אחד אלוהינו גדול אדוננו קדוש שמו לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח והחול כי הו בשמיים ובארץ כי הו בשמיים ובארץ לך אדוני הממלכה והני נעשה לכל ראש ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה הללויה 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 לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב
If you were to look at the scroll, as I'm doing right now, you would see 5 spaces which separate the end of Exodus and the beginning of Leviticus, Vayikra. So allegedly spring is coming. It's not a lie. I know you probably didn't feel that so much here, but the Torah is telling us we are entering into, and actually, if anyone can come up and see this if you want. I don't have
you
to
wanna see the
hog
space?
the Torah. You'd also
Come on,
get to see this amazing
Come on, Diane.
this amazing font, for lack of a better word. It's not what it's called, but it is really quite extraordinary. Beautiful, clear letters. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I got to choose it myself, and it's glorious. I did.
Did you?
I did. I chose that, and it turned out better. I chose it, but who knows if that's the one I chose? I really looked at a lot of them. But anyway, if you want to follow along, you can do so on page 600. 600. I'm doing verse 35. Is that right? 34. Verse 34 and following. I don't think you can see necessarily. Hi, Sam. How nice that you're here. So we're going to join together in the blessing before the reading of Torah. All right. Baruch Hu
Et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Va'ed. Go ahead, Sam.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato.
Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
How lovely, Sam. Just beautiful. V'chas hainan et ohel moed. And a cloud covered the tent of meeting. Let me say, Moses has just completed the work of the tabernacle. It is intensive work, and he's running around like a mashugana. Now, he's got skilled craft people helping out, but this is an extraordinary event that happens next. Uchvod Adonai malei et ha-mishkan, and the glory of God filled up the tabernacle. V'lo yichol Moshe levo el ohel moed, and so much so that Moses could not enter in to the tent of meeting, ki shechein alav ha'anan, for a cloud rested on it. Uchvod Adonai malei et hamishkan, and again, twice, the glory of Adonai filled up the tabernacle. It shows up, that phrase shows up again when Solomon erects the temple. So it's obviously, imagine how otherworldly that would be as a metaphor. I'm not sure I know that a cloud actually did this, but it's pretty extraordinary visual, isn't it? And when the cloud lifted from the tabernacle, Yisu b'nei Yisrael b'chol masechem, the children of Israel journeyed on all their sojourns. V'im lo ya'aleh ha'anan, and when the cloud did not lift, v'lo yisa ad yom ha'aloto, when the cloud did not lift, they did not journey until the time of its lifting. Ki anan Adonai al hamishkan yomam. For the cloud of God, it rested on the Mishkan during the day. V'esh tehiyeh laila bo, and in the evening a fire was on it. Le'anei kol beit Yisrael, within the vision of all of the household of Israel, b'chol masechem, and on all of their dwellings. The blessing after. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Mazel tov, Sam. That was just lovely. And as Torah is still in our midst, we think of those who are in need of healing. Our thoughts strengthen people, and our prayers do as well. And so our congregation has been asked to think of Stephen Engelman, David Fleischman, Marcy Gelber, Phyllis Goldblatt, Mandy Herlick, Tony Hilsebeck, Molly Levine, Miriam Lyon, Olivia Parham, Tom Sobel, Tolly Stein, Cameron Michael Taft, and Eddie Tucker. Jack, is there any other names?
Yes, Mike Bowling and Percy Smith, and Bob Holzsutter and David Hayes.
Thank you.
As we go around, please feel free to call out the name as my arm sweeps. It's okay if it overlaps. I think God can make it out.
Go ahead, Sam.
We think of all of them as we sing together.
Mi sheberach avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak veYaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer,
Hear our prayer.
hear our prayer,
Hear our prayer.
hear our prayer,
Hear our prayer.
hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your love. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Mi sheberach avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak veYaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
I invite you to rise, page 374.
Hodol al
Please rise.
Shamayim vayarem keren le'amo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah.
Well, my remarks are shorter tonight. I'm sure you're all very disappointed. But my remarks are shorter because we actually get tonight to go enjoy each other's company at a restaurant. And if you didn't sign up, I'm sure the restaurant will take your money. We each, of course, have to pay for ourselves. That's the unfortunate thing. But we would love to see you after, which is why I'm waiting to do the wine. So we kind of had to light the candles because otherwise we would have lit them and left, not giving them a chance to burn. But we'll do Kiddush, and then what would be customary after that is that we wash our hands. You'd wash your hands. Actually, you would wash your hands ceremonially, and it's not a bad idea for hygiene. And then, when we're there, it might be embarrassing to do a motzi. Do a little private motzi if you want when you get a tostado. I'm sure God will understand it's not challah, but if it's made with, well, I guess tostados are made with corn. If you have a flour tortilla. Anyway, this week, we ended, and we're going to say what we say when we end in just a moment, but we ended the book of Exodus with a proverbial bang. The piece of Torah I shared with you this evening, it's Cecil B. DeMille worthy, isn't it? Yet again, the children of Israel have encountered an astounding miracle. A moving cloud, which hovers on the Mishkan, will dictate their journeys away from Sinai. The Israelites take with them many memories. They remember Mount Sinai swathed in fire, the word of God reverberating in their ears. They will remember the broken tablets lying at their feet, the remnants of the first tablets given by God to Moses. They will carry with them the newly engraved tablets, as they also will carry with them the broken pieces, a reminder of a dark memory. For the sin of the golden calf will remain a scar for generations to come. The calf will be a reminder of an apostasy that nearly upended Israel's future, remarks Rabbi Azriel Fellner. A scar we all carry forward, so that when the best in us prevails, we make the conscious choice to not make idols out of the work of our hands. So easy to say, so hard to do. But the children of Israel also move forward with hope and a dream yet to be fulfilled. They leave with a visual presence of God in their midst. I remind you of the final verse I read. For over the tabernacle a cloud of God rested by day, and a fire would appear in it, within the cloud by night, in the view of the house of Israel throughout their journeys. As they made their way through that wilderness, the Israelites found comfort having the tabernacle as the center of their encampment. And now their journey continues, the people more sober, perhaps, and deeply indebted to Moses, their greatest protector, guide, and lawgiver, firmly in their midst. Let's go back for a moment to the beginning of Pekudei, what I didn't read. The beginning of this parasha is filled with specific instructions concerning the placements of furniture, the cost, the dimensions. As Mies van der Rohe, one of the most significant architects of the 20th century, once wrote, God is in the details. This arduous set of tasks mirrors God's work in creating the universe. The Midrash, Tehumah Pekudei 11, states that the construction of the Mishkan paralleled the creation of heaven and earth. In the Gemara, we read that the heavens were created first and the earth second. Moses emulated the Creator's actions. First, he put up the curtain in place, where they remained suspended without support, because they were symbolic of heaven. Before, he arranged the sockets and the board representing the earth. God has shared with humanity the power to create. And in the setting up of holy space, the physical world and the spiritual world, well, they're ours to shape, to make of them what we will. It becomes clear now, after the destruction of the temple, over 1,950 years later, that the idea of a sole place which houses a divine presence might not have been the most solid of theology. Clearly, we must act as vessels that house God's presence. We all sense the holiness within ourselves at our highest moments, those times when we're willing and able to model the most holy. But we can also point to the times when the Yetzer Ra, our darker impulses, rule our choices. The blueprint has been given to us, and it is our responsibility to create the space where our highest angels prevail. And we say at the end of the book, a book of Torah, Chazak, Chazak, v'nitchazek, strength, strength to you, may you be strengthened. Shabbat Shalom. 586, you'll find our concluding blessings at the bottom of the page, and we invite you to rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts turn, you may be seated, to those whom we have loved and lost at the season in years past. So many we have taken into our heart with our own. And you can find this beautiful prayer. If I can find it first. I've gone right past it. Page 594. I was looking for the poem.
Oh. Okay, 594.
It's a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and oh to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, and a holy thing, to love what death has touched. Jack, I'm going to ask you first to read the names of those who are maybe on YouTube. Our congregation's asked to remember Solomon Axelrod, Harry Burgart, Erwin Bonham, Genevieve Buxbaum, Sidney Cohn, Tilly C. Cohn, Clarence Cole, Richard Dombach, Charles Eby, William Furlicht, Joseph Fisher, Hannah Mayer Franklin, Samuel E. Freundlich, Alice Fritt, Louis Froelich, Julius Ginsburg, Beverly Ellen Goldberg, Rose Goldberg, Jean Robichek Goldstucker, Joseph J. Hoffman, Rachel Hyman, Abraham Eichow, Betty Ethel Kaplan, Rose Karasik, Louis Lang, Jacob Lederer, Lila Winnig Letchinger, Ray Levine, Catherine Levy, Julia Catherine Elliott Lewis, Bernard Loeb, Stephen Michael Lowe, Hyman Mendelson, Lawrence T. O'Neill, Roy, Rubin, and in recent days, Natalie Soltio. Are there any other names? I'd like to invite those of you who are either observing a yahrzeit or in mourning, please rise first that we might acknowledge you. And if it is your custom to join them, please do so now. Page 598. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שבח, לעולם ועלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויפר וירומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה.
Brihu.
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא, ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו
אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all of you who are bereaved among us. Let us all say,
Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Our closing song.
Well, I took it from listening to your beautiful sermon. But wait, first I have a question.
Yes.
Is that why we have a curtain? Is because it reminds us of the flowing of heaven?
I wish I could say yes.
Oh.
So the parochet is actually in Torah. The curtain suspended covering
Yeah.
the ark of that is there. Whether it's truthfully a correlation to heaven and earth, that's midrashic. But
Oh, I see. Very interesting. So in that light, on page 642, 642 at the very bottom of the page, Ele hamdali bi, God is my heart's desire, appear, do not hide. Ele hamdali bi, Hosanna ve'alna titaleh. Ele hamda libi, 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 Hosanna ve'alna titaleh. Hosanna ve'alna titaleh.
we'll rise for Kiddush, and then we can walk straight out. We're meeting at the Edgewater Mexican Cafe on Bryn Mawr between Sheridan and Broadway. Baruch at, please rise. Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho ve'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehila lemikra kodesh, zecher tziyat Mitzrayim, kivanu ata ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchatanu. Baruch ata Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
L'chaim, Cantor.
L'chaim, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.